God, Sparky, I mean, this really just feels like the Olympics, right? I mean, they're neck and neck. You don't know who's going to win the race, and all of a sudden, second half, halftime switches, and then Team Shiiiish just run away with it, and they go completely off the rocker, and then all of a sudden, here we are. Map number 2, we've got Bind up on the docket, and of course, Pepe gang in for their pick, right? I mean, this should be where they end up having the comeback. This should be where everyone on the team is absolutely awake. Everyone can make their own individual plays happen, including, of course, Viper only, who was unfortunately relegated to Brimstone on map number 1.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this next map. Pepe Gang probably a little bit more practiced on it, and I'm excited to see was it Najula again? He had such a great performance on this Phoenix, got so many kills. That one 4K at the end to clutch up the first time, the first half, the last round of the first half was just insane. So I'm excited to see that. I definitely expect to see that kind of Jet Breach kind of combo, and it looks like wasting no time. Although Andrew not going for the Jet this time, of no duelists here on Team Shiiiish.
Do they have a Sentinel? They have double Initiator. They've got double Sentinel. Yeah, sorry, my brain never thinks of Sage as a Sentinel, but there you go. And they've got Replay on the Force Initiators, Silver on the single smokes, and there's Viper. I mean, I'm glad to see that again. Hoping that they can all have their own wake-up moments, and Najula is just going to be waiting to see what he's going to pick. But it's definitely, I mean, no duelist versus double duelist that could be a possibility. I wonder if he's gonna actually, the Jet's gonna lock in. I thought that might be the case, because we've seen Phoenix on this map, but it's been a long time since that's been in meta, and ever since then, you see a lot of raises, a lot of Jets for the movement abilities, and there is the duelist versus no duelist comp. I mean, this one's gonna be exciting to see if the individuality from Team Pepe Gang is really gonna shine.
I'm actually kind of surprised that I would never have thought we would see a no duelist comp so far.
We're not even seeing no duelists, but we're seeing no duelists versus 2 duelists and double smokes.
These are 2 very different approaches to this game. I kind of like it because the thing with a mirror team comps is it's very much a question of like, how do the teams play? But this can be very much, how do these teams use the advantages in their team comps, right? On that double controller type of side, they can isolate all the angles that they want. They can use their duelists to get the space for themselves. And it really kind of lends towards that attacking half, making sure they can get the spike down and then playing into those type of post plants. On the other side, though, with that no duelist setup, might struggle a little bit when they go to that attacking half, but their defense should be really good.
Yeah, and I definitely hope so, because they're relying on something within their pocketbooks. I mean, this is definitely not something that we see every single day. I think we've seen some zero duelist setups on maybe like Ascent and maybe Icebox, I want to say. Not Bind, though. That's a curious one, because they really have nothing to cut space, nothing to take ground. It's just they have to rely on their utility, their flashes, and the fact that they can just shoot enemies in the head, which, I mean, multiple of them are really good at doing, and especially this Andrew here. May be able to make this battle stage work for themselves, but they're all looking up this long A, scored A, except for one player, and that's the Lurk on the Jets. Got the Sage walking up, Nadatha's right behind, and aiming gets started by the camera. Maybe a bit of a he just goes for the pull right in the middle of nowhere. That's a bit curious. But the plant's already being commenced. Viper only sitting inside the smokes right behind the wall, and there goes the plant. And the wall gets put up, and the Omen unfortunately drops behind it, so can't exactly deny any presence back behind it. And coming back in through, this is just a straight up 5 versus 5 retake. They're going right into U-Haul. Right clicks missing from Tappers. He needed to get at least one of those, because now Andrew, they can all snowball from this position. No utility, no damaging utilities, be able to be thrown into that position. And now the spike even being tapped. They have to peek. They have to at least get them off. And now the pressure's alleviated, but it's so many players left on the defense. There's nothing that the attack can do. Team Shiiiish take round number 1 of the first map, or second map.
Yeah, Team Shiiiish there with a beautiful retake, overwhelmed them with numbers. The gunfights were looking a little bit sketchy on both sides, but the bullets just to land more for the side of Team Shiiiish. And I think this might be a little bit of kind of a concern for Pepe Gang. You can see them rush all towards A short, get the spike down, and try and play the post plant. The problem is when every single member, 5 people strong, are just kind of huddled towards A short, that's a really big choke point. And when you have to try and spam the spike, it can become pretty easy for the other team to just get the picks, get the spike to be defused. So we'll see if they can, change up the strats just a little bit more to give themselves a little bit more space in those type of post-plant situations. Andrew might go for a Grim Wall here. Oh, fails it though.
It missed. And speaking of miss, Nadath is going to miss the shots. And even Oatmeal lands at least one. I think it was through a wall. Andrew takes 5 damage and even sprays down 4. Looking for as many kills as he have health lost in this round, but it's not going to happen. Replay denies the ace, but still a very beautiful spray down. They all walk right into that machine gun of his in that short B position.
Yeah, pretty insane on that spray, but unfortunately the failed Grim Wall. I'm going to be looking out for that in the next couple of maps. I want to see these Grim Walls come through because those off angles can be really tricky to deal with, especially with the no flash comp that the other Team Pepe gang are building, because you can't flash that Sage out and then kind of peek her. You just have to pretty much out aim her, and with Andrew on this Sage, that's going to definitely be pretty hard. Full buy round for Team Pepe gang, again looking to go towards this hookah, and will he make it? He does in this off angle. This is going to be very unexpected because the bot doesn't see him either. Nadath a little bit scared and doesn't end up going for it. So Andrew's just going to sit on top of this wall.
I can't believe it. I honestly, I thought the bot would at least whir or something or hiss, but no, he's way high up there. He's higher than the game really expects you to be, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to be just waiting there for as long as humanly possible to stack 3 on this B. But oh, Jinjin gets angled and the Jewel's got a pick on the Xiao's position. That's the one lurker over here, though. So this is going to be another one working her way through the site. It's the Jets. The Jewel is working his way in, and he may be able to be catched. Oh no, Silver! The Jewel looks the wrong direction, and Andrew now has to drop off. He has to be aware of the pressure that could come from the other side of the map, and now Silver is going to be looking to defend against 4. That flash is perfect to delay just a tiny bit to let his teammates come back onto the site, but they need to run because he's the one that's getting pressured right now. He's the one that's taking the brunt of the aggression.
Oh, but this is the default wall. This is the spike going down. Everyone's going to be huddled towards a short yet again. The TP is going to be there for the pinch, and this is not the post-plant positioning that you want.
Oh, wrapped in the site. Nadath is stuck here, is able to get out with a blast pack, and now the check is good for the angle, and replay even. Andrew's got the flank. Andrew's got the Viper that was looking for the lineups, and they all run right in after that, trying to snowball these defenders, trying to snowball the rest of these people that are sitting in this pocket position. But the Raze makes her way out. Silver, though, swings off of that. Now, the 2 versus 1 doesn't even matter that the flank runs out of bullets. Silver is good enough to get all 3 on the site.
Yeah, you can just see how little space they have to deal with. They weren't able to deal with Andrew, who just TP'd in, got the pinch on the people in the back. It pretty much towards the end only had 2 people towards this pocket position. You can see the Raze actually had to run all the way to the other side to try and just get a little bit more space for his team. Unfortunately, ended up getting him killed, and that's how it goes. 3-0 in this game. Econ looking so healthy for the side of Team Shiiiish, who's rocking an Odin on Gen as well. Ultimate's about to come online with Andrew just 1 away from that res, and Silver's might 1 away from the shadows. And with only sheriffs in hand, it's got to be some good trades from the side of Pepe gang if they want to at least have some sort of a chance in this round.
There's no way. There's no way they trade this. There's no way they check this. Speaking of Grim Walls, this man is all the way up on top of Tetris on a wall. I mean, the only way they don't die to this is if they don't go here. And so far, they haven't actually seen him in any of his Sage positions.
It looks like they're all huddled again towards short from Pepe gang. Just the classic setup so far. 5 people strong. No Viper's Pit available to make, the angles a little bit shorter. And now they'll fall off. They see around 2 people on the site. An inkling that the Sage may be there as well. The only problem is, where do they go from here, right? The Cypher's on the other side. There's a double trap wire over towards hookah. And it's been about a minute, Anton, and pretty much no map control has been guarded so far from Pepe gang. Now going over towards hookah. The rotate actually from breach over towards the A site means that B site is a little bit free, although that camera is just gonna buy even more time.
30 seconds.
Yeah, the only hole in the defense right now is that long position if you can walk up on the Cypher. But now the rest of the people, they're rotating back over, leaving Grim This is I'm leaving. Excuse me, leaving the stage. Andrew's still up here. The wall's been broken, but he still has this elevated angle. Looks like they're checking him. Looks like they're aware. Najula is now, but a fall off is good from Andrew.
They have time?
Gets the damage out, and no, they don't. They honestly have to start planning right now. And if they don't stop, if they cannot get denied, they do have the time to plant the spike. But it's going to be a 4 versus 5 advantage for defenders. Make that 3-man for this attack, and there should be no way. Sheriff's now the only guns left on. It's flawless, absolutely, for the defense of Team Shiiiish.
You know, they were able to get the spike down, which is probably more than I would have expected to have them to get in that situation, right? They were pretty much 4 seconds left of the round, barely able to get it. The wall comes through. I like that they're pushing, you know, Pepe gang are pushing towards showers as well to try and make sure that they can have a little bit more map control, but you just got to do it a little bit faster. 4-0 in this half. Time ticking down just a little bit, but now rifles bought up from both sides. Again, a 3-stack on this B site, and with Breach and Sky just playing towards this long position here, they should be able to get so much space for them with just the sheer amount of flashes that they have.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're on a tech pause or something, but we have faces on cam for some reason, but I don't think. Oh, excuse me. So we are in the round right now, so I'm not entirely sure what is happening, but they are. If I can just give a radio cast, I'm pretty sure. This kill is all over the place. The B site is very much the point of contention. It's a 1 versus 3. Genjin's the one to defend for the time being. The spike has already been dropped inside Hookah under defender control. Viper only on his signature agent. What more can he do though? Wall is up, and technically he could have escaped. These defenders don't understand where he is right now, and the wallbang's not going to be successful for Gen. Wall goes down though, and there is 1 kill for the Viper, and not a second. Andrew's got perfect crosshair placement. Still flawless for the defensive Team Shiiiish.
Yeah, really just that full rush into a 3-stack site. Crossfires, the flashes were just too good to handle. And Team Shiiiish, even though this was Pepe Gang's map pick, Team Shiiiish are just looking so dominant as well. First game, just a warm-up. They gave Pepe Gang 6 rounds. Now they're giving them 0. And with a 5-0 victory, they still have the money to buy up. They have some ultimates on the board in case things go awry. What I want to see from Pepe Gang here is just get the spike down, get the Viper spit down, and play around it just a little bit more. It looks like sheer aggression from them, but that flash should slow things down just a little bit.
Oh, maybe a little, but Najula is going all the way through and tosses smoke, denies the location from the opponents, and even the wall going over the truck from Andrew Shiiiish only gets 1. He's not able to find the spike just for the time being, and now it finally does get planted. Wallbang's coming through. They want to make sure this doesn't happen, but it doesn't matter. They get sprayed back in return. So low is Gen up on top of the heaven position, but Andrew as well as Kevin coming into the U-Haul position, trying to take more ground, and now they've removed Najula as well. The Wallbang's going through triple, is going to remove O'Meal, and Andrew peeking all the way around. He's everywhere on this map, everywhere on the site, and so far, every single round goes toward Team Shiiiish.
Yeah, they just have such a good counter setup for this kind of push that Pepe Gang are throwing at them. The thing with Pepe Gang is they can isolate these angles, but if you isolate too many angles, you're not giving yourself enough space either. They were able to take control of U-Haul, take control of short, and probably get the spike down as well, but you know, it's all about that post play there. You still have to win the round. That's only half the battle, and that second half is not what they are winning. 6-0. And, you know, Team Shiiiish, they guarantee at least a tied victory. The way they're looking, they're going for even more. Nebula does have that operator, though. Might be able to post up, but he's heading right towards that double initiator setup. The 2 people who are known to counter ops.
Well, it's kind of failed again, but replay, though. The attack's making their way off this long position, and even the dash is good from Nadatha, gets the space and gets the kill. The rocket comes out, and it gets denied, but Viper's got the trade and brings Nadatha back. 5 versus 3 now, the advantage for the attack, and Gen has to come all the way back site to reinforce this location. Andrew on the flank has technically baxed 5, so they have to go fast on the stack if they wish to not get shot in the back. And Viper, ooh, he's a bit confused on what's happening. He's got Spike out, and Gen gets 2 off that trade. That's not good enough for the attack. The man count has been evened up now, and Andrew has the flank successful, gets his own res out. Replay gets brought back. Now the tables have completely turned. 2 versus 4 in favor of the defense, and Najula only gets 1 off the rest of the kills. 3 left alive. That round flipped completely in turn, and 7 is still the score. Nothing for the side of Team Pepe Gang.
Just a little bit of hesitation from Pepe Gang here, right? The Viper just holding the spike out, not really able to get it down. The run through, the spray down, like you just got to get the spike down faster. Make sure you can put the pressure on the defenders instead of yourselves. Actually, the initial take was good. They were able to get the numbers in their favor. They were able to get a lot of site control. It's just what they're doing once they get the site control is the problem. They're not playing these post plants well. They're getting taken out for it. And now it's back towards this short stack. Nadatha going aggressive, Camera going to spot him out as well. But even if, you know, the team gets this sort of control, again, it's just going to be that clean retake that Team Shiiiish have been so known to play.
Yeah, honestly, this Odin is just spamming in this default position as well. They found the solution to the Sage Wall. There is nothing that a Sage Wall can do to prevent this spam. Taps even goes for a peek, tries to remove the Odin just with a gun, and it just doesn't work out. Silver's the one to go down, but the teleports come out from the flanking player already. And Andrew looking to even stack up more kills in his scoreline. Viper only gets caught out. That's an easy frag for Kevin. There's only 2 remaining, and even the spray down goes through Pocket, and Nadatha has to peek to prevent himself from dying. Najula is the one lurk to maybe find at least 1 kill with the Sheriff, but I don't see him winning this round 1 versus 4. All he has is a pistol. Enough ammo to take out every single player if he hits all the shots, but the first one is barely hit. I think Kevin gets dinged through the box there. But I mean, the flash, even the fault line going out into spawn, should be nothing to say. Only 30 seconds left to win this 1 versus 4.
Oh. The shot just clips the elbow, but you know, with all the people strong, Najula only with this gun, all the flashes as well. Won't be able to get any sort of kill for himself, just do some damage, get those armors off the table, and it goes to that 8-0 victory. And if any of you guys in the audience are, you know, kind of watching this game, trying to figure out what you can improve in your own play, I think really you can learn from Team Shiiiish here. A lot of players would probably rush in a little bit too hastily, try and get that control back from short, but Team Shiiiish, they're just playing strong, making sure that they can, you know, keep all of that control over pretty much back sight, pretty much showers, and then just play that clean retake with the team as they have so much confidence in themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see even the scoreboard dictates how well they can keep themselves alive, right? Because right now, Andrew, I mean, he's doing just that, gets the kill. Nadatha tries to go for a fast play, tries to rush, but the adjustment is ready. He's so good with those fast adjustments. It's ridiculous. Even they don't even want to try and trade. They're running away. Both those slows and the wall has been expended. I'm not sure if they understand the latter part, but he has no utility. All he has is a heal. All he has is the rifle to work with. And they're just all going right back to A because they don't want to deal with Andrew now, sitting 14-0. He is flawless right now. They cannot deal with him. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah, Tripwire is just gonna get taken out again. The standard wall, he's not even gonna go up. The Odin's just gonna spam through this. The spike will be able to get planted, but again, full control of short. Everyone is here from Team Shiiiish, and they have the utility to retake this.
Oh, it's so rude. They're just spamming through. Najula at least gets a spray down from 2 of the players coming through the U-Haul position, but Gen has got every single answer for this corner. Oatmeal cannot stand there. They have the reach utility. He has to get out.
That's too late.
Gen now with the lineups there. Yeah, there's no time. You have enough health even with that Viper molly that Kevin can just stick through the whole way. Viper has to walk up, and Andrew has the 4th kill of the round, keeping himself flawless. 17-0 on the Sage. What is that? That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, like this is just an absolute roll. I don't even know like what more to say at this point, and it's kind of great that Andrew on the Sage is the one getting all of these frags, because even if, you know, things get a little bit sketchy in those retakes, the numbers get a little bit too even for themselves. You have a 17-0 Sage. Do you know how many reses that is? Just, you know, apart from the orbs that can be garnered, he doesn't have any deaths, so he doesn't get any orbs from that. But 17 kills is, you know, at least 2 to 3 different nerfs reses. Yeah, it's still a lot.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness the Sage got nerfed, or else You don't even know. Like, I wonder how many rounds have actually been flipped. Like, we obviously saw that one, that B site take, right? The 4 versus 2 turned into a 4 versus like 3 on the other way. I mean, it just, you have to just remove him from the round because he's up in heaven. Oatmeal tries to just hit him in the face with the slow, and it's just not going to work. That thing doesn't do damage. It's not exactly Counter-Strike, so you can't kill someone with a flashbang. And even still, he's here. He's ready to take more kills, but Kevin's the one to remove the enemy player just trying to take him out. Peeks along default, and Paps has the rifle, but too many targets to shoot at, and still flawless. Andrew is averaging 2 kills around, 0 deaths this entire game, and the team sits flawless.
You know, someone's got to ask Andrew what he ate this morning. Like, what's happening for him? Did he just have a good dream? Or who hits 20-0 in a tournament game? This is absolutely insane. And not even just, you know, with his aim, with his creativity as well. You've seen him do time after time these sort of, you know, we call them Grim walls because the person who kind of popularized these off-angle walls is he's a content creator named Grim. And he's really learned from him well. Just this angle as well completely blocks off Hookah, and I don't think they'll expect him on this off angle just once they drop down.
Look up, look up, look up. They don't exactly, and he gets 1 headshot, averages a sec. I mean, keeping the status quo, right? He peeks out with his feet, but they don't want to trade. They're so scared of him. You can see, because he actually revealed himself at an inadvantageous angle, and Oatmeal was sitting in the corner waiting for a flank. Now maybe a third for the Sage on the defense. Gen gets removed, is not ready for the fight. Doesn't understand that Oatmeal is in this position, but even the sprays through the wall. I mean, no way this is how Andrew loses his first life, right? He's got probably 8 more. And it's actually a cat. Oatmeal tries to get back out and maybe able to get 1. Catches Breach out with a stun in hands, and Kevin does get taken out. Now, another flash. Better for Oatmeal. Hold on a second. Maybe trying to replicate the success of the Sage on the other team. Does bring back a teammate. So this is going to be very, very difficult for Andrew. Has to now get 4 in the round and even manages the 3rd. This is still a massive problem for the side of Team Pepe gang. They're throwing this advantage away. Andrew is now wrapping the entire site, has everything to work with. The time is ticking. Now it's in pressure of Najula. If he's going to go all the way around, Andrew should beat him there. Is able to cut him off from short. But no, he goes straight through showers, wants to get to the site as fast as possible. Let's see how Najula is going to play this. Going to plant for the middle of nowhere. He can go anywhere to try and deny this defuse. This is so smart from this jet. But the thing is, he doesn't expect the short wrap, and Andrew is the perfect read. Secures the quad kill, even with the res in the enemy team, and keeps the flawless scoreline for himself and the team.
Someone stop this man. He's 24-0, and keep in mind that this was the player who, in the best of 3 before this series, in that 22-20 game, he dropped a 57 frag, and to win out the game for his team. Like, this man is absolutely insane. And it just feels like Pepe gang have no answers. Maybe some, kind of tilt coming through as well, because they're pretty much dry peeking him, not even waiting for the team. It feels like Nadatha is just running down with the Judge, trying to find something with these off angles. That Judge that he has isn't really doing a whole lot of damage either. Now is going to be the buy up for the side of Pepe gang, looking towards this short. What is this off? I haven't even seen this before, and I watched like all of the Grid videos.
He's opping off heaven. That's ridiculous. He hits the shot. I mean, easy enough for this man, right? You wouldn't expect anything different, but surely they trade him out. Surely they're able to get in at least off of one of these players, but it doesn't matter. Silver has a spray straight to the smokes on the short position, and he has to drop back. Silver even tries to, I don't even know if he's trying to retreat or go forward. Gen sprays down 2, drops the spike under their control. They're about to flawless this half. Oatmeal is last alive. Has been hit by the stun of their own teammate, but they're trying to go forward, and it's just good enough. Gen has 3 kills in the round with the Odin. This is absolutely unheard of. I mean, we've seen 12-0s in even pro play before, but not when a player is 25-0.
Yeah, I've never seen this in my entire career of watching or casting Valorant. And man, this guy, maybe it's just the script from production. Maybe it's like he sold his soul to the devil. I don't know what he's doing at this point, but there is 1 round left. And honestly, at this point, if I was Team Shiiiish, I would just play Protect the President. Get Andrew Shiiiish to get that perfect game. No deaths across an entire game of Valorant. And honestly, that would be a confidence boost if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, honestly, like you say that, but I don't even know if they need to protect him. Like this man is able to protect himself. He's doing everything by himself and is able to find all the success in the world. Kevin, though, he's gonna push himself up first, and it looks like they're doing exactly what you mentioned. Kevin's the one to take those aggressive fights, and Gen, even with the lurk, is not able to find a kill. And the Raze is doing 360s down short. This is actually they're just having fun at this point. They know this. Like, what else do they do? What are their answers? Flash through all the way on the site, and now they're trying to get back on, but they're still fine. All the attackers have all the frags, and there's only 2 responses. Andrew is still alive, looking to make this a flawless second map for Team Shiiiish, and even a dig straight to the box. That's unreal. They're not even planting, finally going for it. Nadatha's got one, and Gen with the flank. They don't need Andrew in the final round. They're able to, every single player, clean up of their own. And that is absolutely ridiculous. 13-0 map number 2, and that's a flawless win for Team Shiiiish.
Well, Andrew just rolled the perfect game. 547 average combat score, a 26-0-6 KDA, 180 econ rating. And that doesn't even like that could be like, hey, maybe he just is baiting all his teammates or something. But no, he had 4 first bloods, Anton.
I mean, dude, I don't even know what to say at this point. This is there's no amount of analysis that can go into a game like this. It's actually just Andrew is ready for every single engage that was coming to him. He read every single situation perfectly. He's in the 1 versus 2 against the res from the enemy Sage, and he picks off the Sage coming back up along B, then also reads perfectly the fact that the Jet is not going to look towards short. That admittedly is a bit of a mistake from Najula. Like you should be checking all the angles, and like at that point, maybe a bit of time pressure. You don't know where the Sage is coming from, but still knife out. Fortunate situations for Andrew. Najula is not ready to fight, but even still, I mean, that's not just luck, right? You can't say it's luck 13 rounds in a row. You can't say it's luck 26 engagements in a row. He has not died. Like, fine, he's Sage. That's not Sage's job to not die. The Sage's job is to keep everyone else from dying. It's to heal people. It's to slow pushes down. But instead, even those moments, remember when he did the Grim Wall above the box inside Hookah, not the corner one, but the one in the middle of nowhere, like the middle box. He goes up and then instantly gets peeked by Nadatha on their A's, and he just deletes them. Like there's nothing that they can do. They have to insta kill him, or else this happens.
Yeah.
26-0. Like, what are you gonna say?
Yeah. I think it really just shows how much Team Shiiiish are really about momentum. You saw in that first map in the second half how once the momentum got rolling, they got the first 3 rounds of that second half for themselves. They completely steamrolled, won every single round on that second half, won that map out 13-6, and then again in this game, they got those 3 early rounds for themselves, and they just carried that momentum all the way to a 13-0 victory. Should be having, I believe, a interview pretty shortly, and honestly, I hope it's with Andrew. I have a lot of questions for him about just what, but yeah.
We're gonna try. We'll see if any of them respond, but hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, there's definitely. It's just like why and how and like how does the team set up around this player? Because it's not even like we don't see this in pro play. We've seen 13-0. Like it's happened before, but no one has had flawless maps. I'm pretty sure. I think that actually just straight up hasn't happened before.
I
So
don't believe so. Yeah.
if a salaried organization with 5 trained players that are playing the game for a living can't manage to figure out a way to guarantee a player having that much success over a single month, like how like what is happening here? I want to know what they're doing, because he's obviously being set up in some rounds. Some rounds he's just straight up winning by himself. I want to pick his brain, because I mean I want to get good. Like who doesn't want to get better at this game, right? And
Yeah.
against these types of players, of course, it's not like you're at that top echelon. It's not like everyone you're going up against is literally just some of the best players in the world. But even still, this guy's not above and beyond in terms of like MMR, right? In terms of rank, like he's just kind of average. And of course, after the tournament starts, you can be whatever you want. You can play and you can rank up and you can get better. But he starts out max D1, and right now he's not even that far ahead. He's literally only D2. Like this is not. I don't even think it's indicative of someone being like all the way up there and coming down to like a different level. Like it's not like that. He's actually just playing with all the fundamentals you want from a regular player, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Like he's normal and he's just doing things right. He's not faltering. That's the thing. He's not making the
Yeah.
mistakes that everyone else does. He's not. I hate to put him out like this, but this is like one of the most obvious circumstances of something happening that it doesn't really need to happen. He's not Viper only, taking a spike, holding the spike in his hands, running over from elbow to default plant, while Jen's waiting back a site with an Odin. Like that doesn't happen with him. So when everything goes right, and when he doesn't make mistakes, and when the opponents are kind of blundering in that instance, this can happen. But I want to specifically hear from him, and I think we do have an interview. It looks like Kevin is going to be conducting it. So the other Shiiiish, not exactly Andrew Shiiiish, maybe two places beneath him, but even still, one of the players setting him up. So I'm really excited to get to do this.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like the team itself was, like Andrew had a very great game. He's been having very great games, but I think his team also is really good at supporting him, making sure that he can hold down the other site and the retake isn't necessarily the hardest thing, as well as, getting the information and, even in the first map, flashing for the Jet as well, making sure that they can set up their team, extraordinarily. They had some really interesting setups. They ran no duelist on Bind, they ran double initiator on Haven. So the strats are definitely there. This is a team that I want to see a lot of going into the next couple of weeks because they're currently at the number one spot. They are keeping number one spot. The question is, do they go even farther going for a completely flawless victory in this league?
I mean, at this point, with Andrew putting up these numbers, I wouldn't entirely be surprised. It's definitely possible. It's going to be a difficult feat because once again, we do have other very, very talented rosters, but this kind of individual play, once again, is just it's kind of unrealistic. And it looks like we do end up having we should be having this interview as long as we can have the production drag this guy in to our Discord. So a couple of minutes, but for the time being, yeah, this is I struggle to see any team being able to break these guys unless they can actually end up breaking these guys, like not even metaphorically, like literally. Andrew has to be shut down. This guy is there's nothing you can do. Like this, people say, okay, in this game, in Counter Strike, in any tactical FPS you can name, like whether it be Siege or I don't know, whatever the epic one is, that's like third person in 3v3. But the people say kills on everything, right? But gotta remember, there's a win condition in this game. You either get the spike planted, defuse the spike, blow up the spike, or remember you can kill all 5 people and you win. So when you have
Yeah.
a player 26-0 and he's not dying, that win condition doesn't exist for your team. So you
Yeah.
have
Well,
to work with the spike plants, and even still, when you get shut down, you can't actually get
mhm.
get the spike to blow up. So
Yep.
that's just my rant over. Anyways,